Hello, what's up, my pretties? What's up, my lovelies? How you doing? How you feeling? Well, now that I know you're doing pretty lovely, let's get into this pretty on me. Your man might be DL. Your man might be gay. Prefer men or only men. But do you care for real? Do you know for real? Do you want to know for real? I'm telling all these men 2026 come out. So this message is really for the men and I guess the women who might date them. I feel like men should just come out 2026. There's no need to hide because basically, I said before, and maybe that's why they had a chapter in the Bible called Sodom and Gomorrah about men. Because I was always wondering, why do they have a chapter in here about men doing men odd things, in my opinion? You know what I'm saying? When I was growing up in the church or whatever. And now it makes sense as I've gotten older. Comment down below why you think that they had a chapter in it in the Bible and what do you think that I'm about to say. I'll wait. And while we're waiting, let's listen to what this lady has to say about. Because I'm on Jody the Island Girl. So y'all go check her out if you want to know the whole video. But these women are seem to have had enough.
He was DL and he cheated on me with the senator. Story time. So anyone from Cocoa County is going to know exactly who I'm talking about, so please be careful in the comments. Back in the early 2000s, I was dating this guy and we were living together, but we were struggling.
Dang, she had to sit out the city and county. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Because now they're gonna know who it is. And you said don't do that in the comments. But they gonna do it.
Financially. So I'm working 6 days a week, but I'm not making enough money to pay all the bills. So we're about to be kicked out of our house and I'm freaking out. It's Sunday.
God dang. But don't that sound like a man who is? I think I've dated with some in the past, and sadly enough, a lot of men are like that. It's a lot of men out there who depend on the women. It's like when the men want to be taken care of, they depend on the women. This woman said she's about to kick out her house. A man's man would be trying to get three, four jobs, trying to be a provider. They was about to be homeless. That is a sign, in my opinion.
And I'm off work. We hear he comes walking up the steps. Baby, I'm so sorry. Here, and he hands me a wad of money. I'm in shock because this man has never given me a dollar. So I'm like, what did you do?
Dang, never. Yeah, that's about right. Cause some men ain't about that life.
Who did you rob? He assures me, no, I've changed. I went to work yesterday. I made this money. Here, take it and pay the bills. Well, me being dumb and naive, I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe he changed.
He went to work and never gave her a dime. But he went to work, and she don't even know what job he do. To me, that's a sign of a DL man. They don't like working. I'm sorry. They would. A lot of them will not tell you, but I feel like even they would be the one who would want to be at house with the kids. And it's nothing wrong with that because dynamics have changed. I'm just saying.
This is a start. So a few days later, I get off of work, I come in the house, and there's my boyfriend's cousin sitting on the couch. The chicken man says, look, if you'll give me a ride to this place up in town, I'll give you $100. I'm like, okay, so I take him there. So upon pulling up, I quickly realize, wait a minute, this is a lawyer's office. And then he tells me to pull around back, so I do, and then he gets out and he goes in. There were people lined up out the door waiting to see this lawyer, but he walked right in ahead of all of them. So I'm sitting in the car for about a good 45 minutes before Chicken Man comes.
Oh, he got the hookup. Well, before I finish the story, because I know y'all want to hear it, hopefully you have your comments down below. Because I mean, what is you on here for if you don't? What do you think I'm about to say about the Sodom and Gomorrah? Let me finish the story. I feel like like I said, all DL, gay, bisexual men should just come out freely in 2026. I mean, it's about to be 2030 at this point. It's not 2000 anymore. It's not 1999 anymore. I feel like people need to be who they are. And I feel the men coming out makes it safer for the partner that they'll choose. Because I have never had a confirmation that any of the men that I've ever dealt with have been DL. But let me tell you, I'm very good with sensing people, structure, filling them out. And if they weren't DL, I feel like in the future they would be, or maybe they were curious. And I've dated them. So I feel like I go out a lot of the times and I see men, attractive men, and we also see it in the industry. They're out there, attractive men, wealthy men who prefer the male species. And I don't know if I've said before, it could have something to do with circumcision because that sensation is gone and that sleeve that they had naturally is cut. And then we have men out here really trying to cheat and be with every single woman on the earth. But then, too, when you think about it, maybe they're trying to be with every single woman on the earth because they're not satisfied. Clock that. But how could they be? They got cut on at a young age, if that makes sense. So, and one of the sensitive parts of their body. So, wouldn't that mean that a lot of their pleasure and stuff will be gone? And I think they say in culture, when women get circumcised in certain cultures and in Africa specifically, they do it so some of their sensation is gone. So, I'm sure they're going to either dibble in that pond or think about it at some point, unless they just really have good situations with their partner. Excuse me. So, all I'm saying is, I'm sure you've dated somebody who's like that. I'm sure you've come across a man who's like that. And I feel like the reason that the Bible brought it up is because, unbeknownst to us, as something that we wouldn't think that a man is into, a lot of these men are into. And I feel like just as we have bisexual couples that are women, I feel like there's even more that's men. And that's why they brought it up on in Sodom and Gomorrah in the Bible. And they called it immoral, but if you look at the music industry, you see wealthy men who can get all the women in the world preferring to do that with men. So I feel like that's a topic that I want to talk about in this series of relationships because you just might come across one. And I feel these men shouldn't have to hide anymore. I feel they should be able to come out, and it's safer for you to know what you're dealing with opposed to a man lying in your face and then y'all not using any protection, you're going raw because most men prefer that, and you end up having all kinds of infections, diseases, and all this stuff. And lo and behold, I've even said that most women or some women have even thought about a threesome with two guys. So if a man is, that might be your only opportunity. You know what I'm saying? If they want to go that route. And if you want to go that route. I remember it used to be one of mine. Now, not so much because I'm not as free as I used to be. But in my younger days, I definitely would have probably considered it. And for that to happen, then kind of got to be open to let that ever happen anyway. So why am I thinking about it if it's not a possibility ever? And I feel like it could have been a possibility to a lot of women because I can't be the only one who thought that because I grew up strong faith, strong Christian like that. But it definitely crossed my mind. And I think at that time I was a V, but I was just like, it just crossed my mind. And I think I was waiting to marriage and stuff like that. But I was just like, I wonder what that would be. No, 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 no. That was when I first started. Yeah, 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 yeah. So I'm telling these men to just come out, and I'm gonna tell you why in a minute. You may think, oh, she's crazy, she's weird. Hold up, I'll be back. Let's the rest of this story. The man just dropped off some money and went into this lawyer's office. They had a line of people as if He was first in line and brought her a wad of cash.
Comes out, when he gets in the car, he's got a check for $6,000. My first thought was,
So once again, we have another man with a lot of money going not for a woman, but for thank you.
would you get in an accident? Is that a wreck check? Or did you fall down in a store? Like, where'd you get that kind of money? He says, no, he paid me for doing some work at his house. Just
I know that's right. 6 G's. I'm gonna be quiet, y'all. Hold on.
take it to the bank, we'll cash it. But then the bank won't cash the check because he don't have an ID. Therefore, I go in with him with my ID, and that
He don't have an ID. Is it illegal? That's okay. That's okay. Why he don't got no ID though? Is he on the run? How a grown man don't have an ID? Well, dang, you messing with hoodlums, girl? That would explain why he ain't got no job. How you gonna have a job and you ain't got no ID? That's the first thing a job asks for. But all of a sudden he come up with $6,000. Oh, he doing a little something strange for a little piece of change. You best believe it.
that's my signature. I realized the man who signed that check was currently a lawyer in our town, but
So first of all, she said a lot of money. Now she's saying he getting another check with 6K. Ooh, what is? Okay.
had previously been a North Carolina senator. That kind of freaks me out because now I'm starting to think, did she
Oh, North Carolina senator. I could look it up, but nah, it's not my business. I really don't care. Probably won't be the last. And we've heard of that kind of situation before.
the man steal this check out of his office like we were just there? So I back out like, no, I'm not putting my ID on that check. Chicken Man gets his mama to meet us at the bank, and she uses her ID to help him catch it. They give him the money, everything goes through. So then my boyfriend gets home that evening, and I'm sitting outside chilling, and he's like, hey, get in the car, we gotta go to the bank and cash this check. I'm driving, and my
It was so much money, she didn't even want to get him to put her ID to cash it. And she knew it came from a lawyer's office who was booked and busy, so obviously it was a good check. And girl, you got bills to pay. You about to get lose your house. You better sign that motherfucking check. What you thought this was? Ain't like you had to go work for it. The man actually bringing home the bacon.
boyfriend hands me this check, and as I'm giving it to the bank teller, I see it's got the same name on it that his cousin's check had on it. It's the same lawyer. Of course, I asked, why, how did you get this money from this lawyer? You haven't been nowhere around him. And he's like, yeah, I worked at his house a couple of days ago.
Cousin. So the cousin put him on? Is the cousin a man or a woman? I think it was had to be a man. See, more men than women on this. I'm telling you.
We're talking like $5,000, $6,000. You have not.
And here you go. Some of these men won't even give you 50 cents, let alone 6 G's. Because we may not be what they want.
Work that much at that man's house, or damn, what kind of money is he paying you? He starts laughing like, oh, well, we fixed his air conditioner, we brought down a new generator, like all this stuff that he claims they had done while he was there. So over the next couple of weeks, I noticed that my boyfriend, his cousin, and the other cousin are all hanging up at this lawyer's office every day, all day, claiming they're putting in the AC units, plumbing.
Hold up. All day, every day. He going through there. Boy, he going through there. And let me say, she's a good storyteller. Like, I could probably listen to her. She's kind of interesting. I'll say that, to say the least. With the big smacks in the back, yo. And that ain't the kitchen.
Electrical, carpet, flooring, everything. So I'm thinking, okay, well, this man's getting a whole new office. So one evening, I go up there to take them some drinks, and when I walk in, it's the same dusty, crusty, old ass lawyer's office it was 20 years ago. Nothing had been done. Around, and I asked the secretary, where are the guys? I thought they were doing all this remodeling, and she's like, ain't nobody remodeling this office. So now I know my man has straight up lied to my face, and I am furious. Now,
Why she bringing drinks? She that bored at home wondering what her man is and he out here paying bills and she complaining. Girl, let that man get that money. You all you gotta do is sit pretty. Let that man get the money. What the freak you thought this was? But I'm the same way. Like if I don't get a teacher for a long period of time, yeah, I probably would. But nowadays, shoot, man, I need my space.
Understand, I was not immediately thinking that he was having schmegs with this guy. I was thinking that he stole it from this guy, and now they're
I love that Smegs. Oh, she thought he was a thief. No ID thief. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
me get in a lot of trouble. So I flat out asked, "Did you steal this lawyer's checkbook?" And he says, "No, he paid us the money for the work we did." I said, "You're lying." I went up there was nothing installed. So currently I'm working with a girl named Shelly at the beach, and her old man has been going to that office too. So I just come out and ask her, what are they doing for money up?
Wait up. Oh my gosh. Don't tell me them line of people is what he got going on. Now, is he doing that for women too? Because let me know. Because is it just the men? Dang. Nowadays, men got it good. I mean, you he got a rotation. Oh my gosh. I can't. This lawyer gotta be bank banking. The heck?
There with that lawyer. She looks over at me and goes, "Alicia, you know what they're doing." And I'm like, "No, I really don't know. Will you tell me?" "You poor naive bitch. How do you not know? Like they're." I said, "What woman is my?"
I'm sorry, but imagine being told that as a woman with a man with no ID. That's the last thing you want to hear. Be freaking for real. Are you freaking serious? We might need to run that back. Hold up. Now, I know you mother freaking lying.
checkbook? And he says, "No, he paid us the money for the work we did." I said, "You're lying." I went up there was nothing installed. So currently I'm working with a girl named Shelly at the beach, and her old man has been going to that office too. So I just come out and ask her, "What are they doing for money up there with that lawyer?" She looks over at me and goes, "Alicia, you know what they're doing." And I'm like, "No, I really don't know. Will you tell me?" "You poor naive bitch. How do you not know? Like they're." I said, "What woman is my man cheating on me with?" She said, "There is no woman. It's the lawyer and all these men up there at that lawyer's office. That's who he's sleeping with." She said, "Everybody knows there's a group of men called his boys that he sees on a regular basis, and he pays more, and your guy's one of them. This lawyer pays these guys for favors. That's why they're always lined up outside of his office." I said, "No, you don't know my man. He is straight as a board. He won't even pee in front of another guy. There's no way he's messing with guys at that office." Now, I did notice that every time I went to this lawyer's office, there would always be a line of people going out the door into the road, and a majority of these people were males. But I
Oh my god. I was just saying, don't let me find out the people waiting. Dang, can you sign me up? But you talking about his boys. So the woman was cool with it. To be honest, let me say, as a woman, I don't know if I ever be cool with it, but at the same time, you kind of gotta be. Because if they gotta hide who they are, because I feel like this, I'm not gonna just go ask the man if he is. I feel like in conversation, if you bring it up, would you ever have a, a, a threesome and then with two girls or two men and then it go into the conversation like, well, I do two men if you do two girls and they come up. I don't know. They be lying so much these days, even if like who's to say? But I rather know. I just rather know. Cause it's like I already know, but I feel dumb having so many men lie in my face about it, if that makes sense. So this woman, she was cool because he was bringing home the bacon. Oh my gosh, that man he was getting it in. So he was a senator and a lawyer, messing with dudes with no ID and other people. 6,000. Oh wow. Oh, I can't imagine.
had been told by someone else that this lawyer was a male advocate, and that's why he took on so many male cases. So the whole drive home, I'm sitting here thinking, she's wrong about my boyfriend. I would know if he's DL. There's no way he's out here sleeping with numerous men risking your life for money. He loves you. Girl, let me tell you how wrong I was. So that day, she got off home after work, and I'm
You know it's about to get juicy. Buckle your seatbelt. Let's go for a ride.
I'm just sitting on the couch thinking, like, should I bring this up? And within minutes, here my boyfriend walks in with his cousin Chicken Man, and they both got a big wad of money. I'm like, where'd you get that? He says, oh, the lawyer paid me $3,000 to carry his bag of dog food to his car. You mean to tell me this man paid you $3,000 to carry a bag of dog food? I said, all right, just tell me the truth. Are you sleeping with him and all these other guys? I want to know now. And then he got so angry and defensive, he screamed, no, I can't believe you would even ask me that. You know I don't roll that way. I said, nobody's going to pay you $3K to carry a bag of dog food, and my friend already told me what her boyfriend was, so just tell me the truth. So we argue for 3 hours straight, and he finally says, okay, yes, he does sleep with all the other guys, but not me because I don't do that. We have a different kind of relationship. I said, really, you out of all these guys are the only one who don't sleep with him. Okay. He said, fine, I'll tell you the truth. We're not having schmegs. He likes to beat on us, and he likes to watch us beat on each other. It really turns him on, and he pays us a lot of money. He likes to watch us wrap each other up in saran wrap and rub us down with baby oil and then spank us with the paddle or a belt and watch us spank each other and pleasure himself. He said, I know we can work through this. I said, no, we can't. We're done, and I'm going to report him come Monday morning. He said, you can't do that, and he got mad. He said, if anyone should understand what I'm going through, it's you because you're bisexual. I said, it ain't got to do with that. It's the fact that you lied and cheated on me, putting my life in danger by having unprotected schmegs with all these other men. Did you know you could have come?
Ooh, that be making me mad. I feel like that's a double standard, and I don't feel like it's right. Cause how can you be? But if he is, you don't understand. Cause I am not particularly that, but I understand. You know what I'm saying? I I've thought about if I would be, but I never crossed that path. And I'm of age to have done that if I wanted to, but it's just like, but I understand because there's so many women who are, and you can just kind of look at her now and you're like, oh, she could be, you know. But the fact that she getting so, and it be those women who be so mad, like they be like fuming, like I can do it, but my man can't. I can do it, but I get it because it's a back door involved. There's brownies involved. I get that. But at the same time, they been doing it. They gonna keep doing it. Some of them. So what's the issue? Either you know or you don't know. Or let's say you was in a relationship with somebody for 10 years and then you find out. It's like, are you going somewhere for real? Or why would you go somewhere? Because at this point, y'all all the way in. But yeah, it be the bisexual women that be like making me so mad. And I also feel that's another sign that men will get with a bi because they think they'll be more understanding. And then they find out that that's so far from the truth. But it's like, let's say your son was like that. You will accept your son. So why wouldn't you accept a man who just happens to be somebody's son who identifies as that B in the LGBT community? And that's the third letter, LGB. They're out there, women. And I'm just letting you know, men, just come on out because these women gonna either have to get with it or they're gonna get left in the dust. I'm telling all the men, just come out. I don't care. I still love you. Even though, yes, I would prefer my men not to. Come on. I prefer some of these women not to, but at the same time, because I'm not really double standard, but at the same time, I also feel like some people just love who they love because I done seen some stuff that I'm like, oh, they definitely gotta love each other to do all that. So love is love. And I also believe that we are souls, that we are put in bodies. So let's say a woman's soul was put in a man, or a man was put in a woman. So at the end of the day, who am I to judge? I'm not God. And if God is letting this happen, so many people, who am I to judge? Because He just said me to love everybody. And how am I loving somebody that I'm judging so harshly? And it's not like I'm perfect either. So how am I here to say who's going to heaven and hell? They might go to heaven before I go, before you go. And yes, so ladies, it may not be something you want to know, but wouldn't you rather know? So men, I'm telling you, 2026, don't care. wear the girly skirts and dresses that you want to wear, wear the nails that you want to wear at least once, wear the the silk presses that you want to wear, the clear polish to the color pink to the color purples. I'm trying to think of what else could signify that you're. Don't I ain't playing. Don't do the pants stacking because that be blowing me. Y'all already done did that for 20 years and it's just tacky. That's just tacky. But that's a telltale sign. Those who sag their pants down low. And we all done seen that. And these be the thugs, allegedly. Because you definitely won't see an office man sagging his pants. So if the thugs could get with it, baby, and then all these men going to jail, baby, it's there. And I would rather be open with my partner than not and possibly get the threesome my way opposed to they way. I'm just saying. So men just come out because at the end of the day, if they don't be with you, they can be by themselves. So most women don't want that. So either be who you are and with all truth and valuable, or let them be by themselves and you find a woman who accepts it. You know what I'm saying? Or if they don't accept it, just like, oh, I was just playing. Because they dumb. It's just like you letting me lie to you as I'm trying to be truthful to you. Cause at the end of the day, y'all out here wrecking people's lives because y'all can't be y'all true selves. And it's not fair. I feel like you need to let people know because women are out here doing it. So why shouldn't the men? I'm okay with it. 2026, be who you are. Rep the rainbows. Rep whatever. The romance, the hugs from your boys, hand holding, the sensitivity, the crying, whatever you feel like you need to do. Just be you. 2026, everybody just need to be them. And I'm so freaking for real. That's how I feel about it. If you gotta wear those them moo that them Muslim men be wearing, whatever you need to do, be you.
me and I would have been understanding, but you chose to lie, and now you're trying to put this off on me like it's my fault. So he packs up, and as he walks out the door, he says, "You know what? I am him, and I don't care who knows." I said, "Bro, that's all the hell you had to say. I have a right to know this because you're risking my life too." So me and a bunch of other people reported this lawyer, but nothing was ever done. He lived out the rest of his days in comfort and died a few years ago. And to this day, I think he paid off the police, the prosecutor, or the DA because everyone knew, but no one did anything. My husband's.
First of all, what could they do? That's his personal, private life. And it is a form of business transaction. Maybe he had them on the payroll. Some people have a very eccentric ex life, that past life, ex life, whatever you want to call it, to maybe he had them on the payroll. You think somebody would you get fired from your job because people told you you were bi? Make it make sense. You just happen to find out, and it's just their word against your word. So yeah, the man lied to you because he literally had to. Because guess what happened? He had to move out the house that he helped pay some bills on, and been staying there probably for years because you said he never paid nothing before. And the time that he do pay, all you want to do is change your story up because now you know that he was being truthful, and you like really coerced it out of him. Like that be blowing me, boy. The very moment that these men try to tell you the truth to your face, you can't handle the truth. Like you deserve to get cheated on, you deserve to get lied on, and you deserve to catch something because it's just like he tried to tell you. That don't mean, and as we know, I think women think, well, I can't compete with that. I can't do that, but you can. They got toys for that. And when you just because you like both doesn't mean at the same time, if that makes sense. Let's be for real. And you know it may not be ideal, but baby, believe me, it is what it is. I feel like they had it in the Bible because there's more men out here that's with it than men, than women. And some of them even have wives, kids, and they don't even. And then you wonder why they treat you so nasty because they really don't want you, some of them. And I just rather know. I don't know about you. How long this video is because we might be able to end it there. So, if you want to know all the stories, then definitely go to this channel. And we out. Let me know what you feel down below. 2026 men, just do you because these women gonna be out here lonely, babyless, childless, manless. They already got slim pickings. What are they really gonna do if you come out and tell your truth? And I ain't saying you gotta do it every single day with the stuff that I said, do the pinks, the silk, and all that. But whenever you want to do it, maybe once a year or whatever, the day you solidify, or once in a lifetime, just do you. And if they don't like it, so what? It's 2026.